What is up, YouTube? Dots Gaming here, and today I'm bringing you guys a guide on DPS penetration optimization for PvE in the Elder Scrolls Online. So this guide is specifically showing you how penetration in PvE works. If you look at a lot of build guides, on the internet, like mine or other creators, I've always gotten some questions about people wondering, how did we specifically determine CP? How do we determine where our points want it to go? And even if you're making a build of your own design, maybe you're wondering, how much penetration do I actually need for my build? Because if you don't have enough penetration on your build, you're missing out on free damage that you could be getting from your CP. But if you have too much penetration on your build, you could be basically wasting stats and you'll be dealing less damage because you have too much penetration. So this video is going to go over kind of how to optimize that, as well as, some different like mathematical things that, maybe if you don't go into trials, for example, maybe there's a certain source of penetration you don't need to worry about. So you might want to kind of get that from your CP, for example. But we'll go over it in a second. I have different charts. It's going to be on my website. I have different charts for Magicka, as well as stamina / physical damage dealers. One thing to note, though, before I kind of get started, is that do note that mobs in ESO, so the enemies that we fight, have 18.2k resistance for both Magicka and physical damage. So for the Magicka, these are the different sources that you're going to see in your normal stereotypical trial setup. You have your light armor concentration penetration passive, which gives you about 4,844 penetration. Then there will usually be one tank or some groups now are running a healer with it, with Torag's packed with an infused crusher enchant, and that will give you 2741 penetration. You also then get major breach from your tank, which gives you 5280 penetration. Templar Power of the Light, which gives you 1320, and Alkosh, when present in trials, gives you a little bit more than 3000. So you now want to fill in the rest of the points needed to reach that 18.2 mark. And for Magicka, that is 10 points into Spell Erosion. You only need an additional 1,000 penetration on your build. Everything else, all your other points, can go into other sources. Now, for a physical damage dealer, on the other hand, it's slightly different. You have the tank and Torag's Pact Infused Crusher, again, 2741. We don't have any penetration from our passive, so we don't need to put that in prior. We have the Tank Major Fracture again, which is 5280 penetration. We then have the Templar Power of the Light again, which is 1320. We have Alkosh again, 3010. And what we're seeing from more damage dealers nowadays is we're trying to take advantage of the Shadow Mundus due to the fact that it gives us the most amount of damage at the time of making this video. So people are running a sharpened one-handed weapon, which gives 1376 physical penetration. And then finally we have piercing, and going 61 points into piercing will give us 4476 penetration. So that gives us the 18.2k that we are looking for. Now, if you want to customize this for your own build, for example, let's say you're not running a sharpened one hand. You're going to need to make up those points somewhere, or you'll be missing them. Or let's say Alkosh is not present, in your group. Maybe you never plan to run trials. Maybe that has no interest in you. So more often than not, Alkosh probably won't be present. So you might want to make up that penetration somewhere, whether or not you choose to run, Spriggan, Spinners, put it in a gear set, put it back in your CP, maybe run another piece of Sharpen, etc. But I just kind of wanted to put this chart on my website so that you guys could take a look at it and decide, okay, this is where I need to get my penetration from. If everything is super optimized, this is what I can expect. And so this will show you how to make sure you're getting the most damage out of your character without wasting any stats. So let me know if you guys like this video, if you have any questions on it. When I brought this up on stream and asked people if it would be something that they were interested in, they all, pretty much said yes. It was something that they'd love to take a look at. So I know this guide was like very much on the shorter side, but hopefully it does clear things up. As you can see, penetration is fairly easy to add up yourself. Don't know why it's not on the stat sheet yet inside of ESO, but it's fairly easy to add up yourself. And if you want to take a look at this chart so that you always have a reference to it, you can take a look at it in the description below. I always use this chart whenever I make a new character, when I'm kind of deciding on my CP, where I want to place my points into spell erosion, how I want to place points into piercing, if I'm using a sharpen 1H or not. So that just really helps optimize your damage, and hopefully you guys learned something from this. And if you liked the video, I'd appreciate if you smacked a like on it. Any questions about this, feel free to leave a comment below. And for more great ESO content, please hit that sub button as well as hit the bell to keep notifications on. So again, thank you guys so much for stopping by. As always, I'm Dots Gaming, and I'll see you all in the next video.